I realized maybe 3 hours ago that I made a video describing why I preferred one holster more than the other one. But I realized I didn't describe the pros, cons, and which is just completely better than the other. For one big reason. Fast draw. Now, obviously, I tend to dress like a cowboy because I want my clothes to match my gun. I described recently that my holster, this one, is hard to put the gun back in. I make it look easy when it's just relaxed and I can just But before I do this, I tend to make these videos with ammo in the gun because I'm trying to show something that includes the ammo falling out. But right now, I'm going to be pulling the trigger. Not a good idea with ammo in the gun, but anywho. So, if I am in the cowboy style moment and I have drawn, aimed, and fired. Now, what do cowboys tend to do? Point shown. You see how hard it was for me to try to get it in there. Plus, the way that cowboys do it most of the time, you can see some of them who will fire, then they just wait a moment and using memory, they will but you can see in normal speed it's always hard to put it back. But on the flip side, is it easy to pull out? Well, let's see. Relatively. The reason why I tend to use this one is because it's not as easy for it to fall out. For example, if I forget and sit down in the car, it'll, boom, I get out and then realize, wait a minute. And the gun's on the seat in the car. Now, to show the other option. And if you're trying to fast draw, always tie the string. Now, that shows the reason why I tend not to use this. It's not a perfect fit. If I wiggle, you probably could see that it was a little bit. So if I use this, it'll fall out easy. But I kind of can do the spin, spin, thunk. Is the way that I do it. I spin, 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 pause, and flip it back forward. But how easy is it to fast draw? Okay. You saw me fumble there for a little bit, so let's try that again. Okay. So both are relatively the same, honestly. The only difference is that this one if I am able to, it allows for, I call it the pop effect. You'll see it sometimes if you watch competition shooting, not hunting. You'll see the person doing this. Obviously, I'm not good at this, but the idea is still the same. They'll tilt backwards so they don't have to pull the gun out and point it as hard that way. Just a little. And then they will cock bang. Now, you maybe noticed it. One big negative that I recently found out about my gun. The trigger is crisp. Now, what does that mean? Almost no movement. It's just a boop, and it happens. But that hammer, it is hard to pull. So this, if you were using this for target practice, okay, bring it up. But if it's a self-defense situation, you're always going to want to use, it doesn't matter that it's a little bit more hard, because the hammer is just hard. So if you're in a self-defense situation, you're going to have to pull, snap, bang. Now, obviously I'm not very good at that. But one thing that I have a positive for myself when I try, emphasis on try, I almost always lock my wrist. My habit is to always do this. Because right there, if I need, I can. Some of you don't know why that's important. Okay, pretend that there's 3 people in front of me. Boom, boom, boom. So now, 1, 2, 3. All I had to do, first, shift 2, shift 3. Bang, bang, bang. My wrist, same. Hand, same. The only difference, I don't have to do this. That can make my hand go each time just boom, boom, boom. Not as controlled. If I can even it's not as preferable to have to, but there's only a few ways to lock and shoot. I could you can see that my leg instantly bent. That's because I know I need to push myself forward. I can same thing, just the other side. Now, with my preference, I prefer to keep my right leg back a little bit because my good side is here. All my other tools are back there, so it keeps them away from the person that's attacking me. So I prefer but that's just me. So just wanted to describe that. Now, I realized recently also, this is about my video system, I found out that I was hitting the wrong button. So now, if you want to add comments, you can. I didn't know I was restricting that by accident. Sorry. So, happy trails till next time.